Can you guys hear me now? Yeah, this is me. Ogele TV all the way from Norway. If you can hear me, just write yes. Before I will bring my guest. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, just write yes here, Mr. Mozusi. You are the one that was complaining. Okay, gentlemen and ladies, without wasting time, I'm going to bring my guest on board. I'm bringing him live. Yes, Sandra. Can you hear me? Okay, yes. Okay, good. Thank you very much, my sister. They said they can hear. So let me bring my guest on board without wasting time. Yes, Mr. Dennis. You are welcome to the show today. God bless you, my brother.
Yes, thank you, my brother Ogile. Nice to join you, and greetings to your viewers, your followers, and the people worldwide.
Yeah, first and foremost, my brother, can you introduce yourself to the audience? Let them know who is speaking
Yes,
and
thank
where are
you.
you broadcasting from.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Dr. Dennis Osahon Alkorigie. I was the NRN governorship candidate before I collapsed my structure for the governors and it on Monday, February. And yeah, I'm broadcasting from Buffalo, New York, United States of America.
So you are welcome, sir. Sir, which of the local government are you from?
Thank you very much. As a typical Benin man, I can say my local government, the entire Edo South is my entire constituency.
God
You
bless.
understand? I play my politics from Ego, but my family is from Oredo, the Ogbe quarters to be precise, because I'm from the Iyas Enuzomo royal family. So
Yes.
my family is scattered around the 7 local governments of Edo South. Particularly, my mom is from Wonde, Ugeldu, that is where I'm from. So the entire Edo South, I'm from the entire Edo South because my family is scattered everywhere. I play my politics because I grew up in Agor. My mother is from Ugeldu, Wonde local government area.
Thank you for that good introduction. But it means your mother is my elder sister. Me that is talking to you today, I'm from Uwode local government, also from Isi in Uwode.
Yes.
So you
It's
are
nice to
welcome.
know.
You said?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very
Relatives,
much.
yeah, from Wonde.
Okay. Sir, it's like audience is here. They want to listen to you today because you said you are a member of what party do you say you belong to before you collapse your structure with the city governor now?
Okay, let me elaborate more further. I was a diaspora coordinator, for Peter Obi in the last election, 2023. So I started my governorship race on the Labour Party, and I saw how Julius Saburi and others in the Labour Party, they were going to handle the party's ticket, and we reached out to Barrister Lumide Apata, to find a common ground for us to work with him, but it was adamant and he didn't want to listen to us. That made most of us, left the Labour Party and seek nomination in other political parties. And I
Yeah.
got my nomination, under the National Rescue Movement, NRN, and some other persons like Pastor Azena went to NPP, and this other guy, National MPP, a lot of us scattered, got our candidacy in other platform because of the way the Labour Party was being handled then.
Okay, thank you very much. You have introduced yourself, the reason why you left Labour Party. I would really appreciate you for that introduction. Sir, with all due respect, yeah, you said you collapsed your structure to join APC to support Senator Monday Okpebolo, who is now the executive governor of Edo State. Is that
That is
truth?
correct. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, in the past election, sir, if I may ask, do you win your polling unit as somebody that has collapsed his own structure to join Okpebolo?
Of course, I won my polling unit. I have it in. I have the result sheet, and I also have it on video to show that I won my polling unit, even with least motivation. From the APC, I made sure that I deliver my polling unit. I was on ground from morning to evening. In fact, I even went to HOSA, which is the collation center for Ego. And I stayed there till, the dark of the day, till the election was counted. So I delivered my unit and I worked for it. I was in the polling unit from morning till night to make sure that APC won that polling unit.
Because why I'm asking you these questions, sir, the governor is going to see this video. Because you see, before you collapse your structure and join APC and support Senator Mondo Okpebolo, what was the agreement between both of you?
Thank you. My agreement was I need the Igboba Federal Constituency House of Reps ticket, and he agreed to that. And he also agreed I was going to work with him in his administration. So that was the agreement that he gives me the Igboba Federal Constituency ticket, and he agreed to that. So that was the agreement.
That is going to give you the ticket of to represent Ikpobaoka in House of Rep.
Yes, that was what I
But,
discussed with him.
yeah, but the election is not yet now for the House of Rep in Ikpobaoka now. They only have election in Ovia.
Yes,
The past election they just did.
yes, of course. I spoke in anticipation because I know 2027 was around the corner, and I would like to run for that position because I wasn't very money conscious. I didn't put money in front. I didn't say give me XYZ amount. Even when he asked me what I wanted, I told him I didn't want any money. But what I want is the federal constituency in 2027. We said okay. But at the time being, he said I was going to work with him. So I don't know what is going on now. I've made an attempt, to see him. I left the United States. I went to Benin to see him. He's been telling me to be patient. Be patient. It's already 1 year, so I don't know how long I'm going to be patient. For him, to listen to and actually call me, into his government.
Yes, sir. If I may ask, you see, what you are saying now is like you are not guaranteed whether you are going to get the ticket in 2027. Is that what you are saying? Because he said he promised you that he's going to
Well,
support you getting the ticket of House of Representative in 2027. Is that not what you are saying?
that's what I'm saying. That's correct.
Yes.
As per the sanctity, only the governor, can say, whether he's still going to stand on that promise and what the party APC was their position on that. They've not communicated anything to me. Okay, we're giving you this ticket, and if that is the agreement you and the governor had, okay, we're going to make ensure that the governor keeps on to his bargain. I'm coming here because I believe I'm still going to have the opportunity, to meet with the governor, and I'm not here to cast any aspersion on the governor. I
Yeah.
believe he's a listening person, and also there's also a communication between the governor and myself. So I'm hopeful, and I believe the governor will, keep to his promise. But for now, before 2027, he needs to come into his administration like he promised me that Um, when he comes into government, I'm going to be part of his administration. So that I've not seen. And my followers, they are eager to know what's going on. Up to this moment, I've not been given any appointment, and I'll be patient, reaching out to them, trying to know what's going on. When are they going to call me? You know, so that's why I'm on air to also appeal to the APC and to the governor. They should call me to the administration. I'm eager, to contribute my quota to the development of Edo State.
Thank you, thank you. My brother, you see, there is one more question I'm going to ask you. We have a lot to discuss today.
Yes.
Since he has won as the governor of the state, have you been communicating with the governor?
Yes, to my best of my ability, I've been communicating. Like I said, I met him one on one. I was in government house far back January, February, right? And okay, he said, okay, he agreed. I was going to work with him, and I told him what I wanted.
What was his reply to you, sir?
Yes,
When you
his
told him you
reply
want to
to
work?
me was yes. I told him the position I wanted. He told me that position is not available at the moment. I know someone else has been given that position. So he asked me to go look for, a position, which I agreed. And I came back to government house. They kept me waiting in the waiting at the visitors lodge.
Yeah.
And I told the PA, Mr. Sylvester, that I've stayed here, for long. Other people from other states, Niger State, they are coming to see the governor. I left America, to come see the governor. I can't perpetually wait in government house because, of a position. So that was what happened. I met him. I told him what I wanted. He says not available. I should come to give him what is available. So I came to tell him, but I waited. I couldn't see the governor, and I told them, okay, when the governor is not ready, he can send for me. So that is how I came back to the United States. And ever since then, I've been communicating, and he told me he hasn't forgotten about me. I should be patient. So I've been patient, like I said, yeah. And I don't know how long I'm going to be patient and keep on waiting.
Yeah, you see, we are not here to castigate the governor. You are just here to address some issue, like
Right.
what the governor promised you. Sir, if I may ask, you live in diaspora, you live in a society where dividends of democracy works. You live in America.
Yes,
Am I right?
that's correct.
Okay. Now, you see, the issue of Edo now, I know you are an Edo man. You want to use this avenue to contribute your own quota with what you have experienced in diaspora. You want to
Yes,
practicalize it in the States,
yes,
but it's like the road is not being open for you now. It's like,
yes.
so what I'm trying to say see here now is like, is the governor really sincere to you that we are really going to work with him? Because you live in diaspora, you have what it takes to work in Okpeboro's government. You are far better than a lot of people that Okpeboro is giving appointment to. Why is your own a delay?
Well, that's what I'm confused about. I don't understand what is going on in the APC in Edo State. Even before I collapsed my structure, I met with the chairman, state chairman, Honorable Jared Tenebe. He told me the government was going to be a unity government, and those of us who could have the structure, they're going to reach out to us. Up to now, they did not reach out to us. I've reached out to Engineer Lawrence Oka, the same thing. So is it that because the godfather is not pushing my case, that's why I've not been, appointed or called? I don't understand, because if the governor said I was going to be part of his government, I believe the government, should man up and, ensure that my name is mentioned and appoint me into his government. So I don't know if I should go and meet the godfather or whoever, for my name to come up. because everybody they promise I'm going to be part of their government, this and that, but up to now nothing has been done. So I don't know who is calling the shot in Edo State, who is responsible for people being appointed into the government. Because if the governor has promised me, that's the understanding between the governor and myself. I believe the government should, hold on to his own side of the bargain and make sure that he speak to whosoever, whether the party secretary or the state chairman, to say, "Oh, let's call this man into the government and call for his nomination." So the way it seems I have to go see somebody, a godfather or somebody, for my name to be featured. So that's the mystery here. So that's what is confusing. Is it that someone somewhere is dictating and whose words, is more heavier than the governor? I don't seem to understand. So, like I said, I'm still believing to reach out to the governor to ensure that the governor meets his own side, of the bargain and the promise.
Yeah, hold on first. Brothers and sisters, thumbs up this video, share this video. Our guest is telling us something now, very important. We all want the betterment of Edo. Now, my brother, you've been to Edo, you've been to Nigeria in January. Me, I've not been to Nigeria since 2021. What is the situation on ground in Nigeria generally with APC-led government in Nigeria, both federal and states? How do you see the situation in Nigeria now?
Well, thank you. My coming here is not to castigate anybody or
No, it's
criticize
not by castigating. No,
anybody.
what you have seen on ground.
Thank you. Yes, I do believe the president, His Excellency Senator, he's one-time senator too,
Yeah, Bola
Bola
Ahmed
Ahmed
Tinubu,
Tinubu, because a
yeah,
senator is always a senator.
yeah.
GCAFRO he's doing his best to make sure he reposition the country by the removal of subsidy. Money became available for the federal government for onward distribution to the states, and each governor, according to the Niger State governor, they receive times three or times four of their previous monthly allocations. So what it means, therefore, is that most governors they now have access to more money that they previously have. So these governors, are they actually utilizing uh, their increased allocation that the federal government is giving to them? So the obvious is no. You understand? Because if subsidy has been removed and there's savings, accruing to the federal government, and this money is being shared, to the governors and local government, we ought to hold, the local government and the state governors accountable because more money, is being allocated to them, to cushion the effect of the subsidy removal, but they are not doing it. So we have anti-graft agencies like the EFCC and the ICPC, whose responsibility is to ensure that these governors, money that is being allocated to them, they spend it judiciously. So that is my assessment. Also, what I also find out is that the security, I believe, the president should do more on security to ensure that the lives and property of Nigeria, is well protected from kidnappings and Fulani herdsmen. That has become a menace, in Nigeria. So, other than this, I believe the APC government has more, to do, before 2027.
Okay, thank you, my brother, Mr. Dennis. There is something I just want to say here now. You've explained a lot of things about the government. You see, in Nigeria today, yes, you are an APC member. We need to be saying the fact the way it is. We live in the Western world when the evidence of democracy works. I am not
Yes,
here to criticize Governor Okpebolo. Okpebolo, there's something I see in him. He went out and tell Edo people that the state is getting more money. He agreed. He agreed. With that, I love him for that. I will appreciate him. There are a lot of
yes,
governors, they never even agree they are getting more money. But agreeing that we are getting more money, but Why is the money not reflecting in the life of the people in the state? These are my questions.
Okay, thank you. So it depends on those who are advising the governor and those who have been appointed so far. What is their track record and how best they have come up with policy to reflect in the lives of Edo indigents why. What are your programs so far in terms of health, education, infrastructure such as road, security. I know that they've come up there, just State Ministry of Education. They've tried to do some renovation of schools under the leadership of Dr. Padi Yamu. Renovation of some schools, distribution of books, to students, and the head ministry. Before Obaseki left, the Stella Obasanjo Hospital, was under construction. We've not heard lately or recently, how far with that project, what is going on in the health sector. Obaseki destroyed the former Central Hospital and built a museum there. So, is the current administration of We're going to build another central hospital, or they're just going to concentrate on that Stella Obasanjo Hospital? And what are their policies in terms of primary health centers, across the 18 local governments across the 192 wards? What are their impact in terms of primary health, services to the adult people? You know, that is questions, begging for the answer. And in terms of infrastructure, we see that the flyover in Ramat Park has been,
Yes.
awarded. Construction is going on, and the second one is being proposed at Sapler Road by Diswa Junction. You know, and other places that have been in a state of disrepair in GRA, K1 houses, and other roads across the length and breadth of Edo State. What are the measures Edo State they are putting in place to address all these? Then, in terms of agriculture, what are government policy to make sure there is food for all, to drastically reduce the inflation in the state, reduce the price of goods and services in Edo State? How much is the government investing in agriculture? Because I got information, from the news lately, the government of Modi, Senator Modi, has invested so much in tractors and other agreement.
Yeah, I saw that one. They were
Yes,
showing it. I saw it.
exactly. We
Yeah.
want to know who are the farmers that are being entitled to these tractors. Are they organized? Are they into organized and mechanized farming? To ensure that there's food surplus in Edo State to reduce drastically the high rate of foods in Edo State, and also address the activities of headers, because most people are kidnappers. Most people they run away from their from their farm because of the
Thanks,
activities
yeah.
of these kidnappers and herdsmen. How is the government addressing that? I can go on and go on. Then security, I know the government is trying to fight, cultism and all that, in the state. You know, we want to see more of this, policy to make sure, the government, leave a legacy, a lasting legacy, to Edo State, and also everything boils into those people who have been driving his vision, for the state. Because I understand he has a 5-point agenda, which is called the Shine. This is who he has so far nominated, to help him push these policies.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dennis. Yeah, you see,
Yes.
these are the reason why I really appreciate you for coming to my show today. Please thumbs up the video, share the video, let everybody see the video. I believe the governor is watching now, so he's listening to you. These are the reason why You see, you live in diaspora. As a
Yes.
vibrant man, at least Okpebolo need your assistance in his government. He cannot know it all. These are the reasons why most Nigerians in diaspora must be carried along in any government in Nigeria. Because we are sick and tired of all these old cargoes they have been in politics. They don't give us dividends of democracy. This is my difference between me and them. This is where I'm not happy with them. Allow the diaspora the quota we are contributing to the state. Most of the politicians in Nigeria, they don't even contribute to the state. Your
That is
one
right.
dollar is a plus to the state. These are the
That,
things Senator Moto need to understand. Because like today now, let me tell you something. There are some aggrieved APC now. The media that even work for Modo is on Punch a newspaper and Vanguard. They went and complained that the governor dumped them after working tirelessly for the governor could not answer them. You cannot run a government like that because 4 years is just very close. Because the
yes.
people you use for the first time, if you call them again for the second time, they might reject you. These are the things
Yes.
the government must have to put into consideration. That if I'm coming for the second time, the people that helped me for the first time, if I call them, are they going to work with me again?
Yes. I
So
think
why
that
is
is
it,
very.
sir, my question is, why is it that Nigerian politicians, they don't always give way to the Nigerians in diaspora to partake in their government?
Thank you very much. That is also surprising to me, because I believe also because I've not been called upon because I live in a diaspora and there's no godfather, to speak for me. Of course, I'm aware the media publication of the APC in diaspora. I'm also in that group. They didn't include my name because I've already made my own publication previously. Of course, I know Honorable Tajo Mori, Bishop Desmond. Of course, I know Dr. Jones. No, they are my friends. Like I said, I'm in that media group myself, so I know their grievances. So I don't know why they are scared of us, those of us in the diaspora, because they know our track record. They know what we're going to bring in if we come aboard. So they are intimidated with our level of exposure, our competence, and what we're going to bring in. So they are as afraid as they are scared of us, of we coming, to lead Edo State because they know that we're going to bring a lot of changes, contribute our quota based on our exposure, in the diaspora. So they believe they're going to sideline us when in the diaspora, we are not on ground. They can fix, people, their friends and families, and just displays of those of us in the diaspora because, like I said, we are not there at the moment. So they believe they're going to use those people back home and sideline those of us who have contributed immensely, to the success of the last election. Like I said, I believe they are intimidated by our competence and our exposure, abroad.
Yeah, thank you. There is in a comment section here, a Supreme Court of Federal Republic of Nigeria said a local government is supposed to have their autonomy. Why is the law the highest court in the land, sir? If I may ask, why is the governor they are not implementing it? Because up
Uh,
to local government, they don't still have their own autonomy. There was a time Attorney General of the Federation said every local government must have access, must have access that their budget must come direct from the federal. Their budget must be an autonomy because development must start from the local.
yes, thank you very much. I believe we have Attorney General of the state, my respect so much, Right Honorable Samuel. I believe he knows better. That is his own discipline and competence as a lawyer. He's expected as the Attorney General of the state, to advise the governor, rightly as to the position of the Supreme Court judgment and also the position of the Attorney General of the Federation, Fagbemi. You understand? So I actually don't know, you know, the politics being played there. But for me, I would have expected, the government or the governor, should toe the line of the constitution and lay down uh, rules and judgment of the Supreme Court and the Attorney General of the state, advise the governor, accordingly, and make sure that Edo State and whatever decision is being taken, is in line with the Constitution and with lay down judgment of the Supreme Court. So that's my take because, like you rightly said, I believe um, that judgment of the Supreme Court should be upheld. They should allow the independence of the local government because there are different tiers of government,
Yeah.
the state, the local, and the federal. These are the three tiers of government. They should be independent. And I saw submit that the Attorney General and Minister of Justice in Edo State, Barrister Samson Usagi, should advise the governor accordingly in the best interest of all Edo people.
Because why I'm saying this, all the mineral resources in Edo State, they are all in the local government. Yes, they are all in the local government. The local government need development because why? There's there's something Mr. President did when he came. He said development must start from the local. We must not reject, just abandon the local area. When we abandon it, we will not see the light of the day. Okay, he went to court. The court affirming that local government must have their direct budget. Also, their money must be an autonomous. It's a different arm of government. But what we are seeing here today, for example, sir, if you have been given a chance to work with Okpeboro, to work with Senator Okpeboro's government, what are the roles you are going to play? What are the kind of advice you are going to give to the government? Because the government needs a collect effort. It cannot do it alone. I continue to be repeating it. What are the kind of
Yes,
strategies you
thank
are going
you.
to give him?
Yes, my advice, like I said, I'll make sure that my follows the rule of law to make sure that everything the governor is doing, is within the ambit of the law. And as to the allocation of of the local government, I'll make sure that I'll advise the governor to ensure that he ensure their independence of local government to come from the federal government and no interference, with the activities of the local government, and also try as much as possible to drive, foreign investment, foreign direct investment to the state, and ensure that Edo State is turned around. Edo State is they deserve the dividends of democracy. So these
Yeah.
are going to be my advice, to the government, to the governor, to ensure that the independence of the local government is guaranteed, and we follow the rule of law and ensure that Edo State receive the dividend of democracy. And there's value for the taxpayer, for those who pay tax. We ensure that there's value for every money Edo State people will pay as taxpayers. That the people who pay tax, the money does not go into private pocket, but it's been meant, for the development of everybody in Edo State.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dennis. There's
Yes.
one last question I want to ask you now. You see, now Okpeboro is almost 1 year in his government in Edo State. By November, it's going to be 1 year. Can you pinpoint one or two things that the governor has done so far? Because you live in diaspora. With the situation in Edo State today, do you think foreign investors can easily come?
Yes, thank you very much. Certain things the governor has done, he has tried to address security, media. He bought a lot of helos, a lot of helos, motorbikes, to address insecurity in Edo State, and through the of Edo State House of Assembly, they have approved stricter anti-courtesan law into place to ensure that the hard issue of courtesy in the state, is addressed. And recently, I saw that in an attempt, to bolster the economy of the state, uh, he has invested and revamped, the Edo line. I know so many people have criticized that position about in terms of the nature of the roads, and also the security, of people, flying the roads. And people have felt that that is not a good investment, a good return on investment. And also the implementation of the construction of, the flyover at Ramat Park. And also recently, I think about a week or so, I saw that in those central, they have, the issue of water has
Hold on,
been,
sir. Hold on. I'm on live. I will call you back. In real life, you have to go to the yeah. Go ahead, sir.
yeah,
Go
like
ahead,
as
sir.
I was saying, they said the Ugoha water scheme. Many people said Obaseki started it, but I believe also the present governor, has revamped that, and also in Edo South, through the Commissioner of Water and Resources,
Mr. Washington.
Dr. Washington Seafood, they are trying out to also revamp the water board. Given all these steps they are taking in terms of water supply security, them addressing the Edo line transport. I believe they are making steps. I believe they should, engage people with more competent hands, to drive the policy of this administration, so that with that, you know, and those of us who are in the diaspora, we engage, all our contacts here to make sure that, foreign investors, they are attracted to the state, to come do one or two investment in terms of one thing that is also lacking in Edo State, power generation. If we can attract a foreign investor, that can invest in the energy sector in Edo State to ensure that Edo State is sufficient in terms of power, uh, in terms of power energy, to make sure that most of our streets, that are thrown into darkness, they come into light, and Edo State have 24 hours electricity. With the right people on board, I believe, uh, the government can succeed only with the right people on board. So that's my take.
Yeah, thank you very much. You see, for example, my brother, if you are in the government of Senator Mondo Ukpewuru, when it comes to security measures, how you going to advise him? Because there are things I was saying yesterday on my video. A lot of people called me after my video. How you going to advise him when it comes in terms of security?
Yes, thank you. In terms of security, like I have a manifesto, okay, and my manifesto, when I was running, my manifesto was about riches. I developed my when I developed my manifesto. No governorship aspirant or candidate has developed any manifesto. How we address, security in Edo State, you know, I'm going to ensure that Edo State, all the all the entrance and exit, in Edo State from the north, south, west, and east, they are being mounted, by checkpoint to ensure that
Hold on, Mr.
everybody.
Man, I'm coming. Just hold on. 1 minute. I'm coming, sir. Just 1 minute. Sorry, my guest. So my battery is about running down. So I just saw it now. So that is why I quickly go on. Just bring the
Okay,
child.
thank you. Like
Yeah, go
as I
ahead,
was
sir.
saying, yes, as I
Mhm.
was saying, the exit and entrance, of Edo State, they should be properly manned by security to ensure that we know those who are coming into Edo State and those who are exiting. We invest strongly in CCTV cameras. I know that the former governor, we used to have a command and control center. I
Yes.
would have advised that such center is being sustained or if possible improve upon to make sure that every intersection in Edo State is being under surveillance, cover. They are monitoring every intersection and every street in Edo State. And the governor has, he has invested in a lot of patrol vehicles. We want to see, how the utilization of these patrol
There
vehicles.
is a caller. There's a caller. Somebody just calling. Just hold on for him. He's going to ask you some questions, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
So good evening, sir.
You want to contribute?
Yeah, I want to contribute. I want to ask you because thank you, Mr. Alkorigie, and I hope you can hear me loud and clear. He made mention of certain things that I kind of looked at it to be very, very not right. And also, I want to also say that whenever you're going with the government, I think they should give you whatever you deserve because I cannot tell you what to do. It is your right to run, and you have collapsed the structure for them. From the benefits of the APC government, they are supposed to give you what you actually demand for. Edoya Ekutawa, we not be, God as we call it. So he has fought for it, and it's your right to actually seek whatever you agreed on. But there were certain things I kind of disagreed with what you're saying. You spoke about the economy of Nigeria, which I think it is very vital that we have to do because you are somebody who is going to be seen as a public office who's going to be headed our public office. So you are deemed for criticism. Now, my question is, how sure are you that you know that the government of the day, the APC government, removed subsidy? I just want to clarify on that. Are you sure that they actually removed subsidy? No, I'm still asking the reason because from our sources here, our reference for because you also went to university over there, there's what they call references. It doesn't show that. Now, Papa Lawan actually came on Channel TV the other day and said that subsidy, Tinubu was paying subsidy, and that's the fact. And that's from a close source and also an inner force of the government. Now, from here, also, the article here, if you go to Daily Trust, the Daily Trust
Mr. Caller, there is a lot of noise in your area there. Please, sir, if you can just go away from there. The children are like
okay,
you are hearing their background here.
all right.
Yeah.
I just let me just quickly go this way.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, Mr. Akorobi, I also thank you because here we actually deal with facts, not propaganda. Now, on the Daily Trust of 19th August 2024, and that was cited by Shion Adewumi. Sorry, just 1 minute. It was cited by Shion Adewumi, and the headline shows Tinubu approved payment of fuel subsidy report. So if he actually removed subsidy, why are we getting this? And you know that if you don't have a proof of what you are saying, the government can sue the newspaper. Also in the Premium Times of 6 June 2024, and it also reads, now listen to this. This is what it reads here because it said, despite Tinubu pronouncement of Nigerian government spent 3.6 trillion on subsidy in 2023. So now my question to you, instead of saying he removed subsidy, how are you sure that he actually removed subsidy? Because Nigerians want to know. This is my first question. On my second question, and according to the reports that we are having here, when you say that the government of Peru, they are doing well, They're actually, in terms of security and in terms of economy, and I don't think they're actually doing, because at economic fallout as at this time, Okpebholo is claiming that Tinubu is giving him money. Sir, can you still remember during what? Can you also tell me what is the dollar to the naira as we speak today? So if we have an inflation rate of about 2.12% in the economy, and you want to compare somebody I gave 700 naira 2 years ago compared to what is going to get now. So also the local government autonomy. We spoke about the local government autonomy. As we speak, there is no local government autonomy in Nigeria. Why is Okpebholo suspending the 18 local governments and is actually beheading them? So I think this thing I want you to emphasize on, especially on this Tinubu subsidy removal, because I don't think that is actually right. So I want you to emphasize on how sure are you that you remove the subsidy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller.
Yes, thank you, caller. I think I heard a little bit, though it wasn't too clear,
Yeah.
and the phone was directed at you. But I think I could pick one or two things from what he was saying.
No, he was
He
talking
asked,
about the
how was I
subsidy.
too
He said,
sure
yeah,
about
are
the
you sure?
subsidy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
are you
about the
sure?
subsidy. Yes,
Yeah.
but that is what is in the public domain, right? Because
Mm.
that is why the pump price of fuel moved from is it 600 and something during Buhari to over 1,000. You know what
Yeah.
I told Nigerians that is because of the removal of subsidy, and like the caller rightly said, yes, I think the Minister of Finance, Edu, did mention and didn't consider to the fact that the federal government at the time was still paying subsidy. But I'm talking about the general perception, of all Nigerians. I know they've of what they told us that subsidy has been removed. Because that's what explained the fact that Nigerians now buy for over 1,000, close to 2,000, because they claim they removed subsidy, and
Mm.
also they've also claimed that there's also savings in to the government based on subsidy removal. So I'm talking about the general conception that Nigerians believe subsidy has been removed and there is savings. Most governors have agreed to the fact that more money is being given to them.
Yeah.
So whether the government is still paying subsidy is left to them, and where are they getting the savings? Is it that they are paying subsidy, but this savings is more than the subsidy they are paying? It's up to whatever politics they are playing there. It's up to them. But I know that this subsidy has been removed. All the governors, the 36 governors, none of them is denying the fact that they are not receiving more money as a result of the savings in subsidy. Then he talked about the security, that I said security in Edo State. I said the governor has invested in patrol vehicles, and I believe
Yes.
if these patrol vehicles, are distributed, to the right command, and the right people are being manned, to pilot, and command their respective jurisdiction. Edo State's crime will be, addressed and brought to the barest minimum. I was addressing the issue of security when he called in, because I listened to your talk about helicopters. I do still invest
Yeah.
in helicopters.
Helicopter,
Uh,
also drones.
yes,
Drones,
that
because
is
the
my
government
that
is getting security vote every month.
yes,
Because you see, like my brother Dennis, just hold on first. You see, like day before yesterday, when people were being kidnapped in Ekpoma Road, where very dark man was shouting on the road. I see
yes,
the forest there is very open. When there is drum, you can cut these people out. How
yes,
much does it cost to buy a drum or helicopter?
yes.
You are
It,
acquiring vehicles. Security matters in the state.
yes. I agree. I agree that that should be an approach. That should be an operational approach, to addressing security in Edo State. Investing in high-tech drones and helicopters. If Edo State does not have the wherewithal, enough resources, to buy an helicopter, they can go into partnership with Delta State.
Yeah.
Delta State and Edo State, they say they are bended. They can share security intelligence and security access. Both of them can invest in helicopter. If they can start with one, to say, okay, let's buy this helicopter to cover Edo and Delta. They put it in a strategic airstrip. Whereby whenever there is anything insecurity, challenge, they can, they can take off from that, head base. So this is one part of what is my manifesto. Investing in high tech drones and helicopters. That if we don't have the enough resources in those states, we can go into partnership with Delta State. We can start with
Yeah.
one helicopter, to pilot, to go through Edo State and Delta State. If there's any terrain, whereby vehicles cannot go through, helicopters, can go through, because this is what is obtainable in Ghana. The Ghana already have helicopters, that
Yeah.
they can deploy to fight insecurity, whereby vehicles or bike, cannot go in, cannot go. They can, in a GV, deploy, helicopters. So these are some of the plans, and also getting like a state, database for everybody, where everybody's going to be registered in a database. We're going to have an ID card. Everybody in Edo State, we know who comes into Edo State. If you're a visitor, we know how long you are going to stay. Invest in fingerprint and facial technology. All these things, they exist. We just need, to invest in them and bring people who have the expertise and knowledge in this, you know, to fight security in Edo State. So I don't know if I'm missing in any of the points you raised, the
No,
caller.
you are right. Yeah, yeah. Somebody's right here. They say the problem is that the subsidy has been removed and that the problem of subsidy is removed. Somebody's commenting. Okay, my brother, if, for example, you are opportune now. I believe the governor is
Yes.
still watching. Yeah, the other caller. Hello, hello. Yeah, yeah. Okay, you want to contribute? There's something I want to. Can I call you back? Okay, let me call you back. Yeah. So you see, there is something I want to say. For example, Mr. Dennis, if you have
Yes.
been given the opportunity to work with Senator Mondo Peburu, when it comes to health sector, how are you going to advise him in Edo State?
Yes, thank you very much. Like is in my manifesto, I believe in a three tier approach. You understand? I believe in the primary and the secondary and the tertiary edge level of intervention, in the state, to ensure that in the primary, we ensure that, various health centers, in those states, they are being revamped. If they already exist and they are in a state of disrepair, we try as much as possible, to fix it, because it's the first level of intervention of healthcare in any given state. Make sure that people in the remote area, they have access to health center.
Yeah.
So if the health center cannot address that health challenge, they can move to a secondary level of healthcare, intervention, whereby we used to have various general hospitals, across the three senatorial districts. You understand? To address that issue that is beyond the primary health centers, then if it cannot, we have UBTH, which is a tertiary level of healthcare intervention, whereby the health situation is now more of a challenge that the health center or the general hospital cannot address. We refer them to UBTH, which is a teaching hospital. You understand? Because it's a federal government
Hospital.
funded, yes, teaching hospital, and every equipment should be there. So, what are we advocate for in terms of healthcare, administration in the state, to ensure that the hospitals, they are well equipped. We have ultrasound and X-ray machines, and also CT scans. The way it's been obtainable, in the developed countries, in the diaspora, to make sure that all modern technology, is across, the states, if not across the primary health centers. At least we ensure that they are in the various general hospitals across the three senatorial districts, to make sure, because I was made to understand, the new specialist hospital at Sapler Road, the one built by Hadat Shimole and opened by Obaseki, they don't have a state-of-the-art X-ray machine. There's no CT scan, there's no ultrasound. Whenever they want to run this diagnosis, they refer them to private clinic, and at those stages losing money. So it does not cost us anything to invest in this high tech technology, to ensure that diagnostic examination are being carried out, and we at those states make money out of this, and people receive first class, healthcare treatment in Edo State. So these are going to be my advice, my contribution, to make sure that Edo
Yeah,
State invests, in these high machines to make sure that Edo State receive world class healthcare services.
yeah. Thank you very much. Do you know why I asked you this question? Because we have a commissioner for health in Edo State. In a week ago, if I'm not mistaken, there was an incident that happened in Ikoba Slope when a truck fell on people.
Yes.
Is it right for Edo State up till now we have no ambulance for a whole state for rescue for emergency? I was seeing people were using hand to carry human beings. Some of their legs is being cut off, looking for a private taxi. Is that right?
The question just like like I do. That is not right. We should have, emergency vehicles, like is being obtainable here in advanced countries. I know when Obaseki was there, they said they launched this emergency number, 0112 or whatever.
Yeah,
If that is still in existence, we say they should work more on that, so that whenever those emergency numbers they are being called, the other 112, I know there are two numbers, 112 and 911 or so. You know, they can transfer those emergency situation to make sure that those who need fire, services, they are transferred to those who need security, like the police, just like it's being done here in America. When you call
yeah,
911, they want to know your kind of emergency. Is it fire situation? Is it crime? So that they direct you accordingly. So we want something of that nature in Edo State, whereby you call the emergency response center, they direct your call accordingly. Um, we are not just directing your call, like you said. Incident happened at Koba Slope.
overflow.
We
Yeah,
will try as much as possible that we invest heavily in ambulances, right? That
yeah,
we have state of the art ambulances, not the type they have, there back there. Some people use motorcycle as ambulance. No, we should have state of the art ambulance that when there's a medical emergencies, they respond swiftly, and those ambulances they are in place. We need to invest in all this. My position would be to advise the governor accordingly to make sure we invest and also partner with foreign partners, that we provide these services, these ambulances to make sure those state, is adequately covered.
so thank you very much. Has been we have been here for over 1 hour now. I think soon as we call it a day. My brothers, Mr. Dennis, we've listened to all your promise. I believe soon as the governor is going to call you when you are being called into Senator Mondo Pewero's government with all these things you have given to all of us today. Edo people is listening to you now all over the world. I believe you can use that your office to advise the governor on what to do in this area you have addressed. Am I right?
Yes, you are very right. Yes, yes, of course. They know I'm going to advise them to the best of my ability and based on my experience and exposure, and based on also my, contact. Make sure we bring, our best, to contribute our quota, to the development of Edo State.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dennis. I believe
Yes.
we are going to call it a day now. I really appreciate you. I welcome you to my show. I believe most of the governor guys are here. Dan is here. Dan Owen is here. He's writing. Thank you, Mr. Dan. Forward this video to Senator Modok Bebolo. You are here. I've seen you here. Thank you for coming. Like and share. Mr. Denny, I wish you the best of luck. We
Thank you.
want people like you in Edo State to come and help the governor. As far as not the executive governor of the state, we want the betterment of our state because
Yes.
Edo is lacking in many areas. We need to be saying the fact.
Yes.
There's the development is the Edo is not fast developing at all in
I
a
agree
lot of
with
areas.
you. Yes.
So I'm going to beg you, when you are being invited by the governor, these are the area you are going to advise him, talk to him on what to
Of course,
do. He
yes.
can do it all. So thank you
Yes, you
very much.
can take that to the bank. That will advise the governor correctly. I will not, advise the governor and make him go astray. Make sure he's in the right path. Advise him, to bring, greater good to Edo State, to bring credit also to his administration.
Yeah, I will see my last word here today. I'm going to advise all APC chieftains, the Kaba in APC, allow Senator Modo Peboro to employ competent people to his government. People that have visions, people that have idea of leadership. Don't always block road. It's not everybody that will have Godfather. You must not use Godfather in everything. We said we want a better government. It's not by coming as a propaganda, Edo is shining, whereas Edo is not shining. Me, I'm not a party to that. I've earlier said it, when Peboro is doing great, I will come here and praise him. But I cannot praise a failure when somebody is failing. I will not do that. I will not be a party to that. I will always praise you when you are succeeding. When the work they have given to you, you are the number one citizen of the state, Mr. Governor. When you are succeeding, all I do will be happy. But I cannot see maybe you are not doing what you are telling people. I will come here and praise you. I will not be a party to that. That's my stand, and I will never revise it. Thank you, Mr. Dennis. God bless
Thank you,
I
my
believe
brother.
often we'll be bringing you here, at least when the government have given you appointment. I believe we'll still bring you here. We'll come and celebrate with you. So we will not ask you more questions again. That this is what you have told us. So we are watching you. We'll see how you are going to advise the government. We
No
believe the
problem.
government will give a listening ear to you. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank
God
you
bless
very
you.
much. Thank you, listeners, and thank you those who have joined in.
Thank you. Bye for
Thank
now,
you.
my brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye. Yeah, thank you very much, my brothers and sisters. That's our brother from the United States of America. He's very sorry because a lot of calls was coming in. So it was giving me some low network. So sorry, my brother. So you see, Israel, you can call in now. It's still watching. You can call in. The network is stable now. So thank you very much, all my followers, all my fans all over the world. Share this video. I believe the government is going to see it. At least people in diaspora should be carried along, because we are contributing to the. You see, the other day, Tinubu went to Japan. He was begging Nigerians in diaspora to come and invest, because no foreign investor want to come to Nigeria anymore, because there's no security, there's no good road, no electricity. How will he attract foreign investor? No right thinking foreign investor will come and invest inside darkness. When I see person where you come put money for inside darkness, no, all this Edo is shining must stop. Once Okpeboro is working, we will all praise him. We want to be seeing the state shining. They're not a 10 person. I get family for house. If the state is shining, all the roads are okay. Why must I criticize him? We want a better government in our state. These are what we are clamoring for. So, my brothers and sisters, thank you for this show today, for liking my video and for sharing my video, for creating time to watch Ogele Talk Show, Ogele TV. Go and subscribe. Don't hesitate to subscribe. This platform belongs to every one of us. Because I believe today a lot of people are busy. That's why I'm not seeing a lot of my followers here today. But next time, tomorrow, I'm going to see you guys. We have other things to discuss about. See you guys tomorrow for the next broadcast. Bye for now.